Hey, who is this Martin Pariseau? Well, I tell you what even if there are some of you who have been watching these, although I can tell from the numbers, it's unlikely, statistically speaking, somebody's been watching all of them since the beginning of the year, but you have to pay attention, really. You can't make assumptions about who I am. This is a complicated one as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the seventh episode, or at least the fourth and last one of Disc 2 of Season 4 of Star Trek Discovery. I'm still rewatching Star Trek: The Next Generation, and it's a great show. But I gotta say, this has got to be this season of this specific show has got to be the best of all the Star Trek, and also the best of what our species can offer in enlightenment when it comes to, let's say, sci-fi stories. What I wanted to say is, I had planned for this already, and I posted a vlog about a young person in Edmonton. I wasn't sure if it was male or female, or either or both or neither, or I'm not sure. And it didn't matter to me, except for for being curious and a bit upset at myself for not being able to tell the difference if it's obvious and I don't know. It started even before this topic became such a big part of the news, and I told somebody one time, I said, the reason that my theory predicted an increase in such phenomenon and protests for such phenomenon is an unconscious understanding of HSD, my theory. That people were becoming more and more generically the same through domestication processes, and that they needed to fight for their own individuality. And of course, based on our limits of understanding of things and the limits of the skill sets people have to advocate for their own individuality, that this was going to be a growing phenomenon. And that's all I can say about that at this time. But I also wanted to say that I don't have any judgment or hatred or animosity. This is some self-disclosure, is I've been single for a while. It's not just lonely, it's feeling alone as well. Feeling alone at levels I would not wish on my worst enemy if I had, worst enemies. But I gotta say that, Saturdays are always harder for me. Being in stores, for some reason, is harder for me because I think maybe some of the less healthy relationships I've been in, which is pretty much all of them, just like it would be for all of you, really. It was a thing that we had in common, or that we felt at the same time pleasure together, was consumerism.